Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kan du norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you.
Ooh.
Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
Welcome to
Only Murders in the Building,
the official podcast.
Join me, Michael Cyril Creighton, as we go behind the scenes with some of the amazing actors, writers, and crew from Season 5.
The audience should never stop suspecting anything.
How can you not be funny crawling around on a coffin?
No, that's true.
Catch Only Murders in the Building official podcast, now streaming wherever you get your podcasts. And watch Only Murders in the Building, streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Saturday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Saturday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Saturday. Saturday, bring it on.
What is going on, everyone? Eagles are 2-0. Eagles get the W against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. We're talking top takeaways, reaction, player of the game, Eagles game in 3 words or less, grades, you name it. We're going to be talking about it. Guys, if you're watching us live, please be sure to comment your thoughts. Give this video a like. A lot of frustration with this one. Some good, some more ugly, but thank God for Uncle Vic Fangio locking it down in the second half. Joining us, Shane Happ at Shane Happ NFL. What's up, Shane?
Yeah. Thank goodness for Vic and the defense, because that's all that showed up today. We'll get into it, but that's one of the more frustrating games I've watched in a long time.
It was not pretty. Also joining us, Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. What's up, Ryan? You're muted, man.
Ryan, you're muted.
Well, there you go. Now I'm not.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah. Just like Brad Eclipse said, a win is a win, but some things definitely need to get figured out.
Yep. Guys, again, please comment with us. What's up, Red Eclipse? Thanks for joining. Shane Steichen, please come back. I love it. Cut Adoree Jackson. We own the Chiefs 3-0 since the Super Bowl loss. Rancho Deluxe says fire Kevin Patullo, bench McNabb. Seriously, though, I didn't like the promotion when it happened. Annoyed. Guys, this is going to be a fun one. Absolutely. Let's jump right into this thing, leading off with Jalen Hurts and the offense. Jalen Hurts was 15 of 22 passing, 101 yards. He did take 2 sacks. There was a couple of times when he held the ball too long. He also had 9 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown. We're going to find out more when we get the all-22. It didn't seem like the receivers were getting open. They were not being schemed open. I have more problems with Kevin Patullo than I do Jalen Hurts at the moment. Shane, quick thoughts on Jalen Hurts.
I think the pass game design is absolute garbage. I know it was last week. I can't confirm without the all-22 that it was garbage this week, but every time they showed a zoomed out view, it was garbage. So I'm just going to go ahead and say the pass game was garbage, and Jalen Hurts kind of did what he could, I guess, but this offense is an abomination.
Yeah. Krabby says it's week 2 of the preseason. Remember last year and stop crying. I'm not normally like this, but we were talking about this before going live. I'm not that upset. We've got a young defense that came up big in the second half, especially. Yeah, there were kinks to the offense. Yeah, the passing game was bad, but Kellen Moore was also 2-2 at the start of last season. I think we need perspective. I think we need to sit on this for a little bit. Ryan, am I crazy?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you are, but for many, many reasons. Yeah, listen, it's not pretty. And, again, I think we were, as a fan base, we were so used to, the tail end of last year where, again, we were dominating teams and we were putting up 40 and 50 points, in the playoffs. That's the offense that we're used to seeing. And so far through 2 games, you have game number 1 where you basically, your 2 star wide receivers have 2 catches combined. And then this one, it again looked stale. It looked predictable. It looked vanilla. And your big time playmakers, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, are, taking a while to kind of get into this offense. And, I think a lot of people are a little worried. We have PTSD from Brian Johnson and the like that we've seen, through this offensive coordinators. So I think a lot of people are scared that we may be going back to that. So I get it.
Yeah. Like you said, the offense was as predictable as it gets. It was straight up dull. It's absurd how many times we go away from the slants to AJ Brown. When was the last time we saw any kind of mesh route to Devontae or anybody? And I don't understand how, the Eagles offense became really successful in 2024 when they got conservative and they were avoiding turnovers and things like that. But to not attack downfield when you have the best, most lethal wide receiver in the NFL is straight absurd. And there's no rhythm on this offense. There were so many times when it was obvious that this offense was not on the same page. The penalties, the miscommunications between whether that's Kevin Patullo and Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts getting upset with the offense, especially at the end of the first half when they wanted to be aggressive and go for it and settling for a field goal. This is a very weird offense. It's bizarre how you go from Brian Johnson to Kellen Moore back to Brian Johnson. But me personally, I'm willing to sit on this and let this thing develop. Like Tech says, play action. What the hell is play action? I don't know, because we don't see any of it. Shane, any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of thoughts. But people are talking about, the Kellen Moore wasn't that good at the start of last year, and it took some time. And, I mean, the Eagles were 2-2, but they were an average passing offense by EPA through 4 weeks last year, and they were a top 7 rushing offense. The Eagles' offenses looked like garbage outside of the opening drive of the Cowboys game. And so, it takes some time. Some time will not improve garbage pass concepts and the most predictable, play it. Here's a game for you to play at home. count the number of times in a game that the Eagles go under center or into the pistol and call a pass play.
It's crazy.
My 10-year-old son was literally calling out runner pass the entire second half before they snapped the ball, and he almost was never wrong.
Jeez.
You got a 10-year-old that is telling you exactly what the offense is going to do before the snap. Like, Patullo is horrific. I'm already done with Kevin Patullo. And now I want to go watch the pass concepts and see if something magically changed from week 1, but that's horrible. Like, and shout out to the defense. The defense played great, and that surprises me. I mean, I didn't think the Chiefs were going to light the defense up because they're in a bad place with their weapons, but it has surprised me how good the defense has looked. The second half of last week and today, I expected the defense to go through a lot more growing pains. And, I'm jumping ahead because I don't even want to talk about the offense anymore. But you've got 2 rookies stepping up and looking good in spurts for the defense. Like, I think we could be in for a really good and fun year from the defense. But this offense will ruin the season if something doesn't dramatically change.
There's vibes of 2023, and I might be I might be smiling, but I'm terrified in my core here because, like, is this going to be kind of the pattern we see from the Eagles this season? Where, remember in years past when the team just couldn't get on the same page, you would have great games from the offense and then bad games from the defense, and then you had great games from the defense and bad games and vice versa, and they never ever were able to seem to get it together. I don't know. I just had 2023 Brian Johnson vibes throughout the entire 4 quarters today.
But see, the thing with Brian Johnson is we all know where that ended up, and it was awful. Jalen Hurts was the leader in odds for the MVP award at Thanksgiving. And then the wheels fell off because you discovered the fatal flaw in the offense that you blitz, and there's no answers for that. And so it's really bad, and there's a lot of ineptitude associated with continually just running vertical routes against the blitz. But the 2023 offense didn't look like this in the early part of the season. Now, it did look like this at the end when teams just blitzed you out of everything and you had no answers. But this offense has no answers for anything. Like, if you can stop the run when you know 100% certainty they're going to run because they're in pistol or under center, this offense has nothing, no answers at all.
Especially when they're stacking the box. They're just daring you to attack downfield, and they did nothing. They absolutely did not. Besides the one catch by Devontae there in the second half into the red zone.
Which is the only time they attacked deep and it worked. And it was also the most Brian Johnson play call ever. It's clearly cover 0 blitz. Let's launch up a go ball.
Yeah.
They didn't have another answer to it, though, it's fine. It's I'm even fine with that because I just desperately want to see them try to throw a pass down the field. But that's the type of crap that we were killing them for at the end of 2023. It was just the most exciting thing that happened in the offense in this game.
And it's more frustrating when you know what worked in 2024. Do offensive coordinators just take the entire playbook with them and they just abandon it? Like, it's bizarre, especially when you have a team like the Chiefs, Spagnuolo, who's going to blitz you and then blitz you. Where are the slants? Get the ball out. Like, that's exactly what you need. And the route concepts, it was like watching a high school football game. And it's just frustrating. Ryan, any final thoughts on Jalen Hurts before we move on to Saquon?
Yeah, I mean, again, I thought, he did what he could, obviously. But, listen, I think we've said enough about the offense. It's not great. They need to switch, change something up, whatever it is. I don't know what they can do, this far into the season, through training camp. I mean, I'm not really sure what you're going to be able to switch up. So I'm a little worried. So,
yeah, absolutely. Let's roll into the Eagles rushing attack. Saquon Barkley, 22 carries for 88 yards. He did have a touchdown. He did have 2 receptions for 6 yards. We didn't get the Tank Bigsby moment we were hoping for. Was he active? He was active, right?
I never noticed him.
I never noticed either. I was
hoping to get a Bigsby moment. Guys, in the comments, drop a comment there if he was active, because that was something I was interested in with his debut. But overall, Saquon had some big runs there at the end. Ryan, any thoughts on Saquon? He did have a truck stick on the Chiefs in the first half. That was exciting. But they were really not able to break off any big plays. I don't think he has any 40-plus yard plays through 2 weeks. What were your thoughts?
No, listen, I thought he grinded it out pretty nicely, but you know what I noticed is, and it happened probably 6 or 7 times, honestly. He was running into the tackle, whether it was Lane Johnson or Malata,
or Dickerson. I thought he hurt Dickerson.
And maybe even Dickerson too. But he was running into our offensive lineman and just smacking, and then the offensive lineman would fall forward and Saquon would just fall down. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something to necessarily be concerned about or what, but I just thought it was really strange. Other than that, I thought he had a decent day. Again, grinding out 80 yards, get first downs when we need it, doing the tough things. But again, and that touchdown run was beautiful. Completely untouched.
I'm not that frustrated with Saquon. I am way more frustrated with Patullo for the fact that it took him until the fourth quarter to realize that we could run outside. Imagine that. Shane, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Saquon's a good football player, and I would love to see him in a good offense.
You are depressing the hell out of me.
Sorry. I'm real frustrated with this crappy
You
offense.
literally looked like somebody kicked your dog right in front of you. And there was nothing you could do about it.
Yeah. I did go look up. Tank Bigsby was not inactive, so he might have done some special teams, but no offensive snaps.
Yeah.
I feel like it's semi-related, but I feel like we got to talk about it. The Tush Push. It is so getting banned. It is so.
This is the game.
This was the game. When we look back at the 2025 season, this was the game the Tush Push ended.
Yeah. It will 100% get banned this offseason after this game. What a travesty of NFL officiating on multiple occasions, officiating just that one play.
Yeah.
And that will be the new angle now. It's just too hard of a play to officiate.
The one was a touchdown. Or the one play was a touchdown.
100%. Yeah.
Clearly a touchdown.
It was not even close. And then
they literally freeze it where you can see the ball over the goal line, and they're like, it's not clear and obvious.
Oh man, the commentators were so biased.
Then you get a huge false start on both guards on the fourth down play that doesn't get called, and then you get the one later where I think it was one of the guards jumped. One of the Chiefs punched the ball before it got snapped.
I saw that.
Somehow we still convert.
Nothing got called during that.
Yeah, and then you get the one at the end where the Chiefs come out of the pile with the ball, and then they come on and replay confirms there was no fumble. And I was like, what replay? There is no possible angle that could see the ball during that sequence. Enjoy the Tush Push this season, because we're going to have to find a new short yardage play next year.
100%.
Ben says it's like they saw everything that worked last week and did none of it. No empty, no play action, no pistol. Sucks that BVS is out. Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, I thought Latu did a couple of nice things. Yeah, he was flying around out there. Good old number 36.
I do got to say there's something poetic about Chiefs fans booing the hell out of their team or out of the refs. In fourth quarters, man, it was fantastic.
No, you had it right when you said it the first time. But booing their own team.
Yeah, it was great. Are we making fun of Makuba for being run down by a tackle?
Yeah, we'll go there.
Man,
who
that
arguably
tackle
had the biggest play.
Or when he got truck sticked by Mahomes.
Yeah, we'll make fun of him for getting truck sticked by Mahomes, but I'm telling you right now, that tackle was moving.
It was.
I feel like the refs intentionally looked terrible to give the league a reason to ban it. Maybe BVS was ironically a serious part of this offense. What's up, Ryan? I love that comment. I'm a big BVS guy. But anyway, the day the Tush Push ended, that should be the title of this post-game show.
Yes, thank you. I always hate writing titles for these. I'm going to use that.
There you go.
It all ended. Rest in peace to the Tush Push. Let's go to the receivers. A.J. Brown, 5 catches for 27 yards. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I believe that was all in the first half, which is absurd, especially when A.J. was getting everything he wanted in those slants in that first half. Calcaterra had 1 reception for 6 yards. I feel like the absence of Dallas Goedert was felt today, especially against the blitz. Dallas Goedert is a great tight end, but what he is such a safety valve for Jalen Hurts in these kind of games, these kind of situations, and not having him. I feel like we raved about the Eagles, attacking the middle of the field in week one in segments. I don't think they attacked the middle of the field once at all in this game.
I don't think they did at all.
That is such a glaring need for the Eagles, a run blocker at the middle of the field. Yeah, Goddard got a lot of, first half targets in week one, but I was really excited, especially with the passing game, about how they went to him over and over and over again in the middle of the field, and they didn't do any of that in this one. And not having a guy like Goddard to expose the blitz, man, that was such an obvious weak spot for me. Shane, any thoughts on the receivers?
That catch from A.J. Brown, where he slipped coming out of the slant route, is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen a receiver do. Because, that was an interception if he doesn't, get a hand on it, but then he gets a hand on it and brings it in. That's one of the most phenomenal catches. Also, shout out A.J. Brown. He had a really good catch in the fourth quarter on that onside kick. So,
he's still playing?
You don't get the receptions for that, but that was a great catch. Devontae Smith, nice job coming down with that jump ball down the field. And again, I don't love that being your concept against the blitz, but I just love pushing the ball downfield. And the Chiefs blitzed Jalen Hurts a ton. It was the highest blitz rate that Steve Spagnuolo has ever called for the Chiefs, dating back to 2019. And maybe he shouldn't have, because Hurts had a 50% success rate against the blitz and an 11% success rate when not blitzed. And he didn't complete a pass more than 6 air yards until that pass to Devontae Smith in the fourth quarter. So had a really hard time opening it up. You're right. Did not target the middle of the field, did not target the deep portions of the field much. It was a lot of just, 5-yard slants, it's quick outs, and it's passes behind the line of scrimmage. So
yeah, it's all east-west. It's
really hard to evaluate the receivers in that. But that one catch, AJ and Devontae each had a catch that was sick.
Yeah. Brett Eclipse says, pray for AJ Brown. Nothing's wrong with him. He has Kevin Patullo calling plays for him. This is going to get interesting. Anthony says, was the AJ Brown third and fourth catch the best 4-yard catch ever? In the moment, it was huge. It was
yeah. That's a crazy catch.
This is a great comment here. Said Shane, ChatGPT can write YouTube titles, and it also writes our passing concepts, it seems.
Oh, God. Ryan, any thoughts on the pass or receivers?
Yeah, listen, I think Brown and Smith, obviously they got to deal with what they got to deal with. But, I think when you have such an important part of your passing game, your offense in general, with Dallas Goedert, and he's out. Like you mentioned, he had 7 catches in the first half last week. Did he even get a catch in the second half? How did he even get hurt? Was the wind, too much one day? Is that what happened? I'm just sick and tired of having this conversation constantly, and the Eagles not preparing to do anything behind Dallas Goedert when they know he's just going to get hurt, and it completely affects the offense. Completely. And it's showing, and now I'm not trying to say that this is the reason the offense was so bland, but man, it certainly could have been a lot better had he been out there, and it could have been, and it would have been a lot better for the run game as well. And that's the thing I think that I hate about all this, is how important he is to the run game.
I look at this box score and I see Jahan Dotson with the same amount of receptions as Kylan Granson. And when you look at a Chiefs defense that was absolutely torched in week one against the Chargers, especially in the slot, unacceptable. Just unacceptable.
The best offensive play of the day was Kylan Granson's reception. Check this out. They called play action and threw the ball to a tight end that was wide open in the flat for 5 yards. Who knew that you could do that?
And the second it happened, I said out loud, if only Dallas Goedert would have been that tight end, that play would have went for 20 yards.
Yeah, and then he would have got hurt stiff arming a guy.
I mean, you're right. I mean, granted, you're right, but still, I'm not gonna go on a Dallas Goedert tangent. Promise.
Rest in peace to Nick Sirianni ever getting to choose an offensive defensive coordinator again as an Eagles head coach. Maybe you don't want to go internal.
I have a question.
It was amazing.
Vic Fangio is an incredible defensive coordinator, right?
Yep. Thank you, Vic Fangio.
So he understands defenses really well. So maybe we should let him design the offense too and be like, you know what? This would give my defense a lot of trouble. And then just let him call those plays too while we're at it. Maybe we should try that.
I guarantee he's probably going to be in those meetings. He's probably going to be in those meetings going forward because they're not going to make a move.
Yeah, like last one here, and then I'm done, I swear. I'm begging you, Kevin Patullo, buy a copy of Madden 26, pull up the Eagles playbook, and just use Ask Madden. Just pick A every time. It'll be great. It'll be so much better. Okay, I'm done.
Respectfully, no. I think the pass offense would be trash, even with Goddard.
I didn't say it would be great.
It's like they're setting something up, but there's 3 minutes left in the third quarter. What do you think Nick said to Patullo after this game? I would love to
get out of my face.
There better be some real questions from the media after this one, hopefully, but probably not. Reed Blankenship stinks. That bum left Q. That was really bad when Q had to run.
That play was bad.
Out of the frame.
He almost had it.
What happened there?
He still had it. He got his hand underneath, and man, he was. Ooh.
I'm telling you, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that was not Quinyon Mitchell's fault.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm not 100% sure it was Reed's fault either.
It was Reed at the time.
It probably is, but I need to see that whole view. So I will definitely post that one out on Twitter when I get to it tomorrow and try to figure out what was going on. But that wasn't just like Q getting burned. He should never have that guy from that alignment. I'm just not.
A punt man says Blankenship bit on the slant over the deep post. MVP of the game was Travis Kelce's hands. That was such a W. That was such a W. I love it when after the interception, the Eagles scored a touchdown and they showed Travis Kelce as they went to the commercial break.
They showed him all game long, and he was just busy yelling at people. At one point, he was mouthing, "I'm sick of this S," and it was funny.
And as we wrap up the offense, can we just say Patrick Mahomes had a bad game? I thought he had a bad, like he was missing guys everywhere. Whereas like Jalen Hurts and this passing offense was just not on the same page. The routes, everything was garbage. Patrick Mahomes left a ton of yards on the field today, and no one's going to say it, but he probably overthrew 3 or 4 guys at least that would have been big time plays downfield. So I just want to throw that out there that no one's going to say it, but Mahomes was garbage. And at least my quarterback, Jalen Hurts, has, an excuse. I thought Mahomes was terrible.
Yeah, he's a very annoying quarterback to play against, I've noticed.
So what did we talk about during the halftime show, Shane? We said Vic Fangio will adjust. And
by the way,
Mahomes in the second half.
Patrick Mahomes rushed for 60 yards in the first half, 6 yards in the second half.
Yeah. Thank you, Shane. That's an amazing stat because that's what happened in the first half. The Eagles got caught multiple times in man and no spy, and they just got carved up in several different times. Yeah, the pass rush was undisciplined, but I think during the halftime show, like we were confident that Vic Fangio would adjust, run more zone, run a spy, and shut down contained Patrick Mahomes, and sure enough, they did. They held him to 7 points offensively, but even that play was. I think the Eagles kind of took the foot off the brake a little bit in that situation.
Real quick,
you know what offensive series pissed me off the most was that last one where they could have like ran the clock more, and it was just so. You know what I'm really sick and tired, Shane? The offensive play calling where it's literally a 2-down offense. It's get to 3rd and long and run the ball. And it's nauseating.
Yeah.
Absolutely nauseating. Like the aggressiveness, that style that we saw from last year, where did it go? Where did it go? And everything we were promised this offseason, I don't know what the hell they were talking about because It's just the old, stale offense that we have gotten used to in previous years. Anybody have any final thoughts on the offense before we get into the defense?
Yes, and somebody had brought it up, I believe Brian. What was up with Tyler Steen today? He seemed off quite a bit. He was getting yelled at left and right. Like, yeah, he seemed like he had a bad game. I don't know if that holds true from last week to this week, but
He's going up against Chris Jones.
Well, I mean, listen, I got it. That certainly can be a troublesome assignment, but I'm just hoping that's what it is.
All right, let's roll on to the Eagles defense. And man, I thought this is the story. I thought they played really, really well. You had so many big plays. Drew Makuba with the interception. There was also some bad from Makuba, and we'll get to it in a little bit. But the interception in the end zone was absolutely massive. Jordan Davis was a constant force in his Eagles debut. We'll get into that. I thought, Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith. Who did I just talked about Zadarius? I don't know.
You said Jordan Davis was
Jordan Davis. I thought I said Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, I think you flipped it because you said,
I think I did too.
You said Jordan Davis in his Eagles debut. I was like, well, you might be a little off on that one.
But overall, it was good to see Ajomo get his first sack of the season too, because I thought he kind of struggled a little bit. But
can't wait to
Shane,
talk about that.
where do you want to go with this defense?
I mean, as a whole, let's just shout them out because if I told you before the season started that through 2 games, the Eagles would have thrown for less than 250 yards and Saquon Barkley would have a 40% rushing success rate, I think everybody would have said, man, they probably started 0-2. And yet they're 2-0, and it's in large part thanks to the defense stepping up in a major way. And, I mean, we were all frustrated with how the defense started the Cowboys game, giving up back-to-back-to-back scoring drives. They've clamped down since then. And, there was a CeeDee Lamb drop, and there's another ball CeeDee Lamb should have caught last week. And Travis Kelce should maybe catch that ball, but they pressured Mahomes relentlessly. They sped him up. And so that ball comes out quick and it comes out hot, and they're just not on the same page. And, shout out to Andrew Makuba for capitalizing. I thought the defense just played really well. The only thing the Chiefs had going for them really at any point until that final drive with the busted coverages was Patrick Mahomes scrambling. And we already talked about it. They clamped down on that in the second half. And so I liked the approach to come out and play man heavy and trust that your corners are better than the Chiefs' weapons that they currently have. I liked that they were able to contain Mahomes in the second half. All around, I thought the defense just played really well in this game. But this is probably the Moro Ojimo game, right? I mean, he leads the team in pressures with 5. He gets a sack. I thought he played really well. We got Eagles Eric in the chat, and that's his guy. He's been capping for Moro Ojimo for a long time. So good game from him. It's a good game from a lot of guys. Shout out to Nolan Smith, though, that 4th down that the Chiefs inexplicably decided to go for to open the second half. Like, it'd be one thing if the Eagles did that and ran a QB sneak. It's an entirely different thing to come out in a wing T formation and leave Nolan Smith unblocked and try to kick him out with a puller when we've seen time after time again what he does to pullers, and just give the Eagles the ball in field goal range. That ends up being the difference in the game because the Eagles couldn't move the ball. So shout out to Nolan Smith. Really shout out to the whole defense. I thought it was a pretty good day from most of the guys, Adoree Jackson notwithstanding.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go with that. And I wanted to highlight the Kansas City receiving squad because you look at the box score. Yeah, there was a lot of plays left out there from Patrick Mahomes, especially targeting Adoree Jackson down the field. But it wasn't like the Cowboys game. There wasn't like a moment where Adoree Jackson was picked on over and over and over again. Yeah, it helps when you don't have to go up against CeeDee Lamb. But overall, even the times when they were targeting him, there were a couple times where I thought he had good coverage. And I feel like that's worth shouting out because how bad he was in week 1. Ryan, where do you want to talk about the defense?
Yeah, listen, I thought I thought all in all, I thought they played really well. Again, Adoree Jackson, not included. But I thought Bond had a quiet game, but was very solid.
Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. And this one is specifically for new customers who can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus over $200 off of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PINPULL. That's code PINPULL to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bet expires 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
What makes a great pair of glasses? At Warby Parker, it's all the invisible extras without the extra cost. Their designer quality frames start at $95, including prescription lenses, plus scratch-resistant, smudge-resistant, and anti-reflective coatings, and UV protection, and free adjustments for life. To find your next pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contact lenses, or to find the Warby Parker store nearest you, head over to warbyparker.com. That's warbyparker.com.
Sweat moves you forward. Degree Antiperspirant is here to make sure it never holds you back. Clocking in, sweat. Lunch meeting, sweat. Biking home, sweat. Degree Advanced is for the hustlers who put in the sweat. The world's #1 antiperspirant with up to 72-hour sweat and odor protection. Degree, here for sweat. Try it today.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Got a car to sell but no time to waste? Hop on to Carvana.com to get a real offer for your car in seconds. All you have to do is enter your license plate, answer a few quick questions, and if you accept the offer, Carvana will pay you as soon as you hand the keys over. They even offer same-day pickup in many cities. Save your time, score some cash, and sell your car the convenient way to Carvana. Pickup times vary. Fees may apply.
I thought Campbell actually had a really good game. It's funny the one where he actually got called for the pass, the roughing the quarterback, was the one I didn't think actually should have been called, and the one that he got away with, he should have absolutely been called. But and again, that's little things like that come with time. I thought Jordan Davis did phenomenal. I thought Jomo had a really good game as well. I thought Jalen Carter was exactly what we need him to be, taking up the space, getting the double teams, allowing the other people to do a really good job. And I thought we pressured Mahomes pretty well at times. Zadarius Smith, man, what an amazing breath of fresh air. He immediately comes in. You could see he's already taking a leadership role. He literally was coming out, to high five guys coming off the field, and again, little things like that. Those are important things. And again, we've obviously heard the information that Za'Darius had said that basically the Eagles want him to kind of take over the BG role, that leader on the line. And I thought for a first game, I thought he did a really good job. I thought he was around some plays, and I'm definitely looking forward to him creating some havoc back there for sure. So,
yeah, Darius Smith looks just such a perfect fit for this Eagles locker room. I disagree, Ryan. I thought Jalen Carter struggled. When you look at this Eagles defense, and for me personally, I thought Jalen Carter. I thought it was going to be a huge Carter game heading into this one due to week one. I thought there were parts in this game he was absent. I thought Cooper DeJean struggled in decent segments of this game. And you look at the youth and you look at everything else, like I was really impressed with this Eagles defense, with the way they were able to step up and do what they needed to do, from Ajomo to Darius Smith to Jordan Davis, who had 5 tackles and I think he had a pass deflection. Jahad Campbell just continues to be a complete stud. Makuba really struggles with tackling. He did have that one third down tackle that was pretty solid in the second half, but in the first half, there was one series where he was picked on and looked really bad on multiple possessions. But for the most part, I got to give it up to this Eagles defense. Vic Fangio. When you say Cooper DeJean didn't have a good game, and for me, Jalen Carter didn't have a good game, I give this defense a ton of credit for a young defense to go through growing pains. We're in week 2, and they just held the Kansas City Chiefs to 17 points. That's my number one take from this game is the defense, from Nolan Smith to Ajomo, and the guys we need to step up are stepping up.
Yeah, I thought as a whole, the team played really well, and again, you take one bad missed coverage out, and that's 10. That's only 10 points for the Chiefs. So yeah, I thought again, I think it's important to realize that these guys are being put in the right spots because you have a coordinator that knows exactly what he's doing, knows exactly where he wants his guys, and knows exactly how he wants his guys to play it. So it's amazing that just that alone can be such a difference maker. Fangio is one of the best hires I can say we've had in many, many years.
Yeah, we talked about this on Party on Broad, is Vic Fangio in Jeff Stoutland territory, and it's like when we said that months ago, people were like, whoa, pump the brakes. I mean, it's pretty close. That's how monumental he is for this Eagles defense. Shane, any other thoughts on the defense?
Zach Bond's so much fun to watch play football. I mean, it feels like Zach Bond is just always around the ball. He's always exactly where he needs to be. I'm so thankful that the Eagles did not let him get away in free agency last year.
Yeah.
But Zach Bond's a joy to watch, and Jahad Campbell's a lot of fun to watch too. And we mentioned that roughing the passer call was incredibly soft. You can't call that, but I did think they probably should have called the one before that. So I guess it evens out in the end. But I thought he made some good plays today. Just overall encouraged by the defense. And again, the Chiefs do not have receivers, but they do have Mahomes. And so anytime you can go out and you can make that offense struggle as much as it did, I think that's a huge notch in your belt, especially for a team that's starting so many young guys, so much turnover from last year. I expected the defense to struggle early in the season, and they've been better than expected. And I think they should continue to improve as the year goes along.
Yeah, and I think the offense will get it together. Defense wins championships, man. If this is the appetizer of what's to come, man, it's going to be really, really fun. Brett Eclipse says the Eagles would be 0-2 without Zach Bond. Ben says, luckily, Fangio is actually competent, and that most likely won't happen again this year. Dumbass Patullo, on the other hand. Vic is better than Stout. Guys,
that would be an interesting discussion.
That's wild.
Give us a 1 in the chat if you think Vic Fangio is better than Jeff Stoutland. Give us a 1.
That's wild.
I was about to say there's no way that can be true because of Jordan Mailata. But then you look at Zach Bond, and it's like, okay, so they both took a guy that basically never played that position before. That would be an interesting discussion.
By the way, like, how about that hit on Patrick Mahomes from Jahad Campbell in that third down in the fourth quarter? You got him pretty good. I can't believe let that go a little bit. Did anybody else have the same thoughts?
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about. I couldn't believe that one didn't get flagged. I would have thrown the flag on that one.
Oh, and then over the one he actually got called on, 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah, so to me that kind of evens out, whatever. But they just called the wrong one. I tweeted when that one happened. I'm shocked they didn't get him for that one, and they got him later in the drive. So
yeah, that's immediately when I thought. I was like, well, I guess it makes up for the one they didn't call.
Yep.
Then we get to something we never ever talk about ever. At least on my end, I've never done this. But it deserves a shout out because I wasn't on last week's post game. Special teams. Freaking special teams were outstanding today. And we get to Braden Mann, who had a rocket launcher attached to his leg. Just unbelievable. Had what I've got to pull it up. Hold on.
He had a 70-yard punt.
70-yard punt. A 70-yard punt. And then Jake Elliott just, oh my gosh.
Solid.
I don't know if you know this, Deibs, but Jake Elliott has never missed a kick.
Special teams has been ridiculously good so far, and I'm just ecstatic. And my gosh, when we're scoring points in the first quarter and special teams are doing their job, I thought that deserved a shout out.
At the risk of jinxing Jake Elliott,
God.
As soon as they said after the season last year he was dealing with like a quad injury all season, a lot of times I'm skeptical of that. It's like, oh, a guy had a bad year and then there's a phantom injury. But I was like, he's been so good that he's not like the age a kicker typically falls off the cliff. And so to see him hit multiple 50-yarders in the first 2 games of the year, to me, it's just like, yeah, he was injured last year and he's back to being probably the second best kicker in the league. Behind Brandon Aubrey, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys were watching the Cowboys game, but they literally played for, was it a 64-yard field goal to send it into overtime instead of trying to get more yards? That's how confident. So weird. That's how confident they are in their kicker, by the way. But yeah, best 2 kickers in the NFL might be Jake Elliott and Brandon Aubrey.
Yeah, I can't believe the Giants let him off the hook.
Braden Mann had 274 yards punting. That's 60 yards more than the entire Eagles offense. The dude
that's more punting yards than the Eagles have passing yards through 2 games.
Yep. Yeah.
It got to a point, Shane, where I was like it was really noticeable how dominant he was. And then Jake Elliott, man.
I feel like he just gets better and better, Braden Mann. I feel like just so far, he's just every year he's just bigger and better. I love it.
Brings me to tears how much better Braden Mann is.
All right. Oh God, and
Braden Mann.
Thanks, I had forgotten about.
I know, I did too.
I will note Stalin has a heavy hand in the run game. It's not always so pretty.
And it was Howard Mudd for Jason Kelsey, by the way, who really started him.
All right, let's get to player of the game before we get to Eagles game in 3 words or less. We can't do repeats. Ryan, who is your player of the game today?
Oh, man, this is tough. There was so many average performers. It's so easy to go offense with somebody like Saquon Barkley, but just because he had kind of a decent numbers game. But I'm gonna say Makuba. Honestly, I feel like that play just really. I mean, again, that was such a flip. I mean, they were ready to go down there, score that touchdown, and yes, granted, he kind of just fell into his lap, but still, you got to make the catch. And he was able to kind of run it back slightly before he got chased down by a tackle. But for a rookie, you also have a half a sack. These are encouraging things that again, the building blocks to greatness, in my opinion. So I'll go with Makuba.
For Ryan, what about you, Shane?
I'll take Moro Ojimo. Leads the team in pressures, gets a sack, had a defensive stop. I thought he played really well. So I'll give it to Moro Ojimo.
That's where I was going to go.
Take Nolan Smith.
I'll go with no, I'm not. I'll go with the guy that was on the couch the previous week and rolled into becoming maybe the Eagles' best pass rusher. I'm going to go Zadarius Smith.
Oh, boy.
Who I thought was outstanding in this one, making his presence, being the vet in the room. 4 tackles, 2 solo, half a sack, 1 tackle for loss. There was definitely multiple zero gain plays in there for Zadarius Smith as well. A guy that, I didn't know much about until a couple weeks ago, and now he might be kind of a big guy in this rotation that we're going to be talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks. So give me Zadarius Smith. Any other guys worth mentioning for player of the game?
I think you mentioned Braden Mann.
Yeah. Braden. Jake Elliott.
Yeah. Just special teams in general. I thought,
except for the long snapper who false started.
Yeah, exactly. Except for him. Yeah. By the way, did you see the replay of what he actually did?
Yeah.
What is the NFL doing?
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what you're supposed to do there.
Right. The ball was off to the side. He rolled it over to get it in the middle. What are we doing here in NFL? Come on. You're going to ruin the game with this weird BS penalty calls.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, let's get into our last segment of tonight.
Oh, I thought you were going to cue the video.
We
missed the window for the video, so we're just going to get into our Eagles game in 3 words or less. Deibs said he had the videos.
I played. It's not playing. It says it's playing live.
Well, whatever.
You got to hit live.
Just trying to
do it again.
We're just trying to run out the clock right now and get the W. So excuse our lack of execution here. Anyways, every week we put out on Twitter from the Eagles Pinpool Network account a plea for your 3-word reactions to the game. So go over to @EaglesPinpool. I always retweet it as well. After the game, drop your 3-word reactions, and we will read some of them on the show. Abhay says, I'll take ugly. Spy gave a win's a win. So Fob says, high school offense. Johnny said, ugly but effective. We've got a much to fix from Winston Gordon. Thank you, Jake from Max. Hate Kevin Patullo from DFC. A Patullo is butts from Go Birds. A Patullo no, horrible watch. From Carlton Blade. So lots of issues here. Lots of people taking issue with the Eagles offense. Q chiming in here with pinpool production issues, which is also a valid 3-word. But yeah, those are some of the 3-word reactions for online. Make sure you guys go check those out. Tweet them at us after the game. For my 3 words or less, I'm just going to take 2. Offensive abomination. You can keep the change. I don't need a 3rd word.
Offensive abomination. Jalen H. Backhurts for Pumpman. Anthony says, just keep winning. This is a good one. Thank you, Travis. Yeah, Taylor Swift took the L today. Love to see it. Ryan, do you have one?
I mean, I have 100 of them, I'm sure. But nothing that's going to make me sound clever. I guess all I could say is, what are we doing? what are we doing?
No, water.
What are we doing?
Or just go Philly water. What are we
doing? All right. Fix the offense. Smack Kevin Patullo.
Yeah, you only get 1.
Yeah, well, what are we doing?
Q with the best 3 words here. Like and subscribe.
Hey, let's go.
Travis clearly weak in the knees. I'm going to go Campbell and Makuba. I always enjoy watching the rookies regardless of the sport. So for me, I think Jahad Campbell aces again in week 2. Makuba definitely has some areas, definitely needs to work on his tackling and things like that. But overall had a huge play in this one. And the Eagles are looking yet again to have 2 major impact players from the 2025 NFL draft. Jahad Campbell in this one, 7 tackles, 5 solo. He had a nice hit on Mahomes in this one in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, on a third down, and then Makuba with a massive interception. So love seeing that with the young Eagles defense flashing some things to come. Shane, let's go home. Final thoughts. Wrap it up.
Yeah, my final thought is that the people only listening on the audio platforms later are missing out on seeing Ryan's sweet Eagles throwback suit jacket there. Ryan, yeah, stand up here so we can get the whole view. That's incredible. I need one of these. You need to DM me a link.
You want to give me like a full page? That'd be
yes.
Nice. Just do one of these. I don't know.
Yeah, so I need you to DM me the link because I would definitely wear that on a post-game show. But yeah, Ryan's looking sharp. Deibs and I got the sharp Eagles pinpull hats. The Eagles are 2-0. What could be better besides the passing offense? But thank you guys all for joining us for the post-game show, following along with our coverage. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming your way this week on the Eagles Pinpull Network. We're going to have like 9 full-length shows, the daily check down on the weekdays. There'll be film, there'll be fan reactions, there'll be college stuff, tons of stuff. So tap in, hit that subscribe button, and good luck keeping up. But you'll find the shows that you like the most, and be sure you watch all of those. So we really appreciate you guys hanging with us for another season.
I love this comment from Reddit Clubs by Hurts's MVP hopes.
Yeah.
I remember putting the over-under for Hurts's passing yards at like 4,000.
Never going to happen now.
That looks silly. Oh my goodness. Yes, there's pinpull merch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go get some. That's
EP,
Kelly Green.
There is a link to it on my Twitter, and I can pull it up and tell you what it is. I've tweeted it out as well. It's like there's hats, there's shirts, there's some sticker sheets, there's a mug. It is eppn.printful.me. So you guys can check that out if you want. There's some cool stuff on there, I think, but I'm biased because I designed it all.
Ryan, final thoughts, plugs, time is yours, man.
Yeah, listen, it wasn't pretty. A lot of things to fix, but something we already know is good teams just find ways to win, right? And the defense is the one I think we all kind of came into the season worrying a little bit, whether or not it was going to work with missing, some players from last year and inserting some rookies. But they've been the ones that's been carrying this team, and the offense has been the one that isn't doing so good. So hopefully that'll flip soon enough. But other than that, make sure that you guys are following these two gentlemen. Make sure that you're following Eagles Pinpull Network. Subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, the whole 9 yards. We got shows all week. Come on out, support, like, follow, share, do all that fun stuff. Appreciate y'all.
Amazing comments today, as always, during postgame. Tomorrow night, we'll do Party on Broad, talking more Eagles versus Chiefs, and then previewing the Birds next week. And we'll also be doing our college football show to talk about week 3. Week 4, not many great games. Ryan, I don't know if you saw, but the week after is nuts. It's like Penn State versus Oregon.
Oh, that's that week. Okay. Yep.
Alabama versus Georgia. But like, we'll talk about week 4. It's always a good week when I'm crushing Ryan in my picks and things like that. So
I'm doing really
doesn't happen often.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I'm doing really bad. I'm not gonna lie. That's why we're doing a mock draft, so I can get a win back in my column.
Yep. So we always do Eagles draft targets. I've got a couple edge rushers that I know people will get excited about, but we always kind of keep it Eagles related, like tight ends, corners, and things like that. So we'll see you tomorrow night. He is Shane Haff at Shane Haff NFL. He is Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. I am Deibs. Eagles 2-0. We'll see you next week. Stay awesome, everyone.